The latest episode of HBO's The Last of Us series is being condemned for its promotion of gender ideology and lesbianism and is properly being described as insanity. I wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. And YouTuber That Star Wars Girl, aka Anna, reacted to the most recent episode and condemned it for its promotion of gender ideology as well as lesbianism. This is what she posted over on X. She shared a screenshot from the recent episode that sees Bella Ramsey's character, Ellie, describing herself as a dad. And Anna says, "This insanity needs to stop. Women can't and never will be dads, period. If you disagree, you need serious psychiatric help." She would reiterate that in a follow-up post where she shared the actual clip from the show. And in that clip, you see Ramsey's Ellie say this: "So we're having a baby. I mean, we, and also I guess Jesse are. It was Jesse, right? So we're all having a baby. Holy crap, I'm gonna be a dad." And Anna says, "Sorry, but this insanity needs to stop. Women can't and never will be dads, period. If you disagree, you need serious psychiatric help." And she's right. Women cannot become men and men cannot become women. It is absolutely impossible. So now, obviously, the scene is clear propaganda, and it is trying to normalize not only lesbianism, but gender ideology, which is this claim that men can become women and women can become men, even though we know this is simply not true, because whether or not you are a male or a female is literally coded into your DNA. But what I find really interesting about all of this is that it is another piece of evidence that despite what all of these leftist activists want you to believe, what all of these centrist libertarians want you to believe, is that the LGB cannot be separated from the T. And this is something that Dr. Edward Fazer has been arguing for a number of years now. He wrote this blog post over here on his website called "The Sexual Revolution Devours Its Children." Wrote it back at the end of 2018, December 27, 2018 is when he published it. And he argues, and I think he argues effectively, that the LGB cannot be separated from the T and that the T is actually the logical progression from LGB. He said this in a post X where he links back to the blog post saying, "However, it was not a detour, but a logical progression. LGB inevitably led to T and all the rest, and ultimately they stand or fall together." In fast forward to November 2024, and he's responding to a post from Congressman or Congresswoman, I guess, Nancy Mace, and says, "The premises that lead to LGB have T as a further consequence. Accept the former and you must accept the latter. Reject the latter and you must reject the former. Logically speaking, it's a package deal, as I argued here." Again, linking back to the article. And then just this past January, he says the LGB without the T shtick is going to become standard in the new conservatism. Note the quotation marks there, right? Clearly calling that out. Saying evolving before our eyes. It's a delusion. The T is a consequence of the same premises that led to the LGB. They stand or fall together, as I argue here. And he is correct. Unfortunately, so we're going to kind of shift gears here. Unfortunately, the scene is not surprising given one of the show's directors revealed during the show's first season that the show was intended to trick people to accept sodomitic relationships. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is literally what director Peter Hoare told Inverse in 2023 during the first season. He says, "Sometimes you have to sort of trick the rest of the world into watching these things before they're like, OMG, it was just two guys. I just realized." I think then they might understand that it's all real. It's just the same love. It's absolutely not. And by the fact that he's saying he has to trick you, he's clearly knows that it's not the same. He knows what he's doing is absolutely wrong because he's trying to trick you. These people are despicable. It's absolutely despicable. And then Ramsey herself also revealed to GQ magazine that the show is going to feature all kinds of acts of grave depravity. She says, "I know people will think what they want to think, but they're going to have to get used to it. You just got to accept it. You just got to accept the degeneracy. It's just going to be normal from here on out." No, we don't. We can say no, and we can say, no, we don't want this, and we can refuse to watch it. We can also campaign against it, and we can also condemn it. Nevertheless, she goes on and says, "If you don't want to watch the show because it has gay storylines, because it has a trans character, that's on you, and you're missing out." We're not missing out on anything. This is absolute garbage trash. Never should have been made. And I think the government should actually step in and censor it out of existence, because this is not free speech. This is not entertainment. It's not art. It's clearly trying to promote disordered things. It's clearly trying to lead people down paths of destruction. And the government should be protecting the common good of the people. They should be stepping in and saying, no, you cannot do this. This does not help our people. And I think it's easy argument to make. Is this right or is it wrong? And if it's not right, if it's not pointing towards the truth, then the government should step in and say, no, you're not making this. And you wouldn't be violating free speech, because free speech is all about what is right and what is protecting the common good. It's not about lying to people and leading them to their destruction. She concluded saying, it isn't going to make me afraid. I think that comes from a place of defiance. So this show is absolutely degenerate. We know that it's been degenerate from season 1. They keep amping it up, but I am glad that we are now seeing that more evidence that the LGB cannot be separated from the T, and this is a perfect example of it. And maybe it'll be a wake-up call for some of those folks that just aren't seeing it, and they will be able to see it now as it's right there in front of their faces. But based on what I've seen over the past week and all the people defending Smash JT and the like, I doubt some people don't want to be convinced. And that's also something Dr. Edward Fazer has talked about, that woke adherence cannot be reasoned with, and that is why you have to eradicate it through state action. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?